So the Clipse have finally dropped their latest album, Let God Sort 'Em Out. And it feels like it's been a long time coming. I mean, the last time that they've done a collaborative project was nearly 20 years ago. Clearly they've worked together since then, but a full album has been a long time. And even longer when you consider that this album was supposed to come out a year ago or close to it. Now, if you've been paying attention to any of the promo run that they've been doing, you've gotten enough information as to why this album has been delayed, but here's a quick refresher. They had the album ready last year. They submitted it to Def Jam, and Def Jam's like, cool. Don't like this one verse though. Can you have the person change it? And they were like, no. And they were just kind of butting heads, and ultimately Clipse left Def Jam. They bought their way out. So that's cool. They're with Rock Nation now, and they get to kind of do whatever they want. But ultimately, they had to pay 7 figures and also pay Def Jam parts of the revenue of this project, which might be why they're doing so much promo. They're trying to make as much money back as they can. But getting back to the verse that got them off of Def Jam, it's on Chains and Whips, and it's from Kendrick Lamar. And through a lot of the promo, Pusha T's thought was, yeah, they're saying one thing. They're saying, oh yeah, it's just like this one particular line that talks about Donald Trump. But they probably really mean it looks kind of scary to have two of Drake's biggest ops on a song together at this point in time. Because remember, about a year ago, that was like the height of the Kendrick and Drake beef. And, they were saying some wild things. And Pusha T has obviously also said some wild things about Drake. So, I can see where they're coming from in that sense. But Kendrick's verse has nothing to say about Drake directly in a way that would get anyone upset or in trouble. We'll get into the verse in just a sec. But it was just so baffling to everybody involved. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're just making stuff up. Now, this makes a little bit more sense when you take into consideration that Def Jam is under UMG, which is the label that is that's just in a legal battle with Drake at this point. But also kind of weird because they are so willing to fight Drake. They're very willing to be like, no, he's full of it. We're going to argue everything. So maybe, I don't see why they would have a problem with it. Anyways, we'll get into the song now. I'm not going to really go into Pusha T and Malice's verses just because they have done their own breakdown. So you should check that out if you wanted to actually know what the song is about from their point of view on their verses. But they got good verses. It's solid. Pusha T's verse is about Jim Jones. He was pretty clear about that when it got leaked or played last year, I think. And then Malice's verse is just in general, but both very good verses. And you can also kind of break it down a little bit further as far as general themes. Like Pusha T's is more about monetary. You're being the whole thing, chains and whips. You're a slave, essentially. You are a slave to the monetary things, the things that aren't really necessary. Like, you're trying to get all these things, all these material goods, but you're still locked into a system. You can't actually afford these things. And then Malice's verse, he kind of talks about guns. He kind of talks about drugs and addictions in general. And I like his Richard Mille line.
Richard don't make watches for presidents, just a million trapped between skeletons.
Richard Mille is a very expensive watch. Rolexes make presidentials. Richard Mille, but also because of how expensive Richard Milles are, they can be that expensive, millions of dollars, but also you can get it all, you can fucking bust it down. And then also the skeletons, like the skeleton watch hands. Anyways, I was going to say, we're going to talk about Kendrick. We're getting to Kendrick's verse. And Kendrick sounds good. He starts off his verse.
I'm not the candidate to vibe with. I don't fuck with the kumbaya shit.
He's not the person to be messed with. This is the same energy that he kind of carried through all of GNX. I don't know why everyone tries to be friendly with me. I don't like y'all. And then he kind of goes on to say,
Let's be clear, hip-hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim.
hip hop died again. The current state of hip hop, like where hip hop is right now, is similar to him in the same way that Nas felt in 2006 when he dropped Hip Hop Is Dead. So that's kind of the idea there. Half my profits may go to Rakim. He's showing love to Rakim, somebody who just was so instrumental in getting hip hop to where it is now. The main thing that he gets into here is this GEN or Gen sort of has anything like deeper than just sounding cool, like at least that alliteration, but it's there and he does it well and it catches your attention and it sounds good. So that's cool. He talks about heavy jeans like Genevieve's, I drop your Pentagon, heavy jeans like internal jeans, but also wearing pants. You've seen Kendrick recently, he wears big pants. But Genevieve's is that's the crime family, and then the Pentagon. Genevieve's is one of the 5 crime families, if I'm not mistaken. Pentagon has 5 sides, but also the government is ruled by money, and that money might be coming from somewhere. The mafia may not be running it at this point, but same sort of vibes, I guess. They said I couldn't reach Gen Z, you fucking dickheads. Yeah, the people who listen to music nowadays, just in general, not even Gen Z specifically, they don't always care about listening to lyrics. They just want to listen to songs that are fun to listen to. They like vibes, and that's fine. That's valid. But Kendrick proved everyone wrong with that by saying, hey, here's Not Like Us. And it's still a very popular song. So the thing that Def Jam asked for them to change was these last lines.
Trump card, tell me not to spare your life. Motherfucker.
There's nothing there that would be like, hey, that's a Donald Trump reference. Like, what are you doing? What, like, really? Like, are you just pulling shit out of your ass? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, he's just saying this Trump card said, don't, like, not to spare your life. That's literally all it says. It has nothing to do with the president. And he could very well say way more things. He could get way more into it. But this is what he said. And it, again, nothing to do with the president, nothing to do with Drake. Like, there's nothing there in that line that would be like, hey, I don't think this is a good song to put out. I think we might get in trouble. Someone's going to say some shit. Yeah, I'm kind of with Pusha T on this because it's like, that doesn't make sense. Why would this line be the line that you're like, ooh, that's too far. We need to cut that line. Because ultimately, if I would not be surprised if they did change that line and they still said, nah, we don't like that verse, or like find some way to delay the album even further. Anyways, there was a little bit of a Drake reference with they want the tea on me. Well, here's the ginger root bit. Basically, because there's these allegations that Drake paid to try to get some information on Kendrick, get some tea on Kendrick, but they found nothing. So they got ginger root and now their tummies are not upset. But that's like the only reference that you could really make directly to Drake. Like, there's not really anything else here that's like, oh, this doesn't look good. We got to be careful. Anyways, this song is good. I really enjoy it. I'm going to talk about the rest of the album in the next couple of days because I've been listening to it constantly all day, and it is very good. It is very good, but I do have some thoughts on it already. So stay tuned for that. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of this song. Do you think Def Jam is just full of themselves and just wanted to be safe, play it safe, try to censor Pusha T? Or was it something else? And while you're down there, like and subscribe to see more rambling content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.